You know what you shouldn't say this while you're doing a show. You shouldn't really promote other people's shit, I guess. But I'm really looking forward to watching Meme Copium before therapy today. Klopogram.
How's it going, guys? Yes, my internet got turned off the moment before I started going streaming, so I am a couple minutes late. You can call me late for all you want. Looks like Aaron's going to have some more stuff to talk about at therapy tonight, or I guess this afternoon. I don't know. How's it going, guys? Oh my goodness, I have had a busy day. I was out doing all sorts of shit all day. Then I came home, continued working on my Lord of the Rings edit, and then I have to watch the Aaron arraignment, $75,000 bail. And then I realized that I had too much Nick SEETHING tweets building up, and I had to get rid of them now. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible to get over them. But now we have the complete set, guys. The cover full set, which I still don't understand why they call it that. Someone explained it to me once, but it slipped my mind in one ear and out the other. So if you want to tell me what it means, be sure to tell me what it means and hit the like button. I'll give you a quick preview before we get into the Aaron shit. I'll give you a quick preview of the next episode of Lord of the Rings. Look at this. Look at this. We got bearded women in the chat, or not in the chat, in the show. Finally, the bearded dwarves. I actually appreciate that they did this. So here's a couple clips of from the Rings of Power. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, I was going to play that one later. This is the one I was going to play. They've got earthquake detecting women, and this is a scene that I've been trying to edit together. It might be a little bit loud, but I think it's pretty good so far. A little bit of a meme where they get stuck in the desert. Oh, for fuck's sake, is it muted? It actually muted. Oh my goodness. Ah!
Snake, what's wrong?
No.
Answer me, please! Snake!
It's a boomer moment. It's a boomer moment. It's fine. It's fine. We'll go back to talking about this. Great streaming. Boomer, yeah. Okay. Just I hope somebody adds, if anyone clips the channel, just edit out the mute, please. All right, where should we get started? There's been some premium Tobro memes today. This one is pretty good. I like this one actually. Hold on a second. Let me get some comparison. This one is so good. Look at this. It's almost a spitting image. Imagine that. Imagine my shock. We got the goal memes. Can we hit it, chat? Also, Kitty, member for 16 months, says another toe for the shoe. Yes. We got a goal of 75,000 likes today. We'll see if we can hit it. We got this one. Like, we'll do some actual unironic mugshot comparisons. Got the Minnesota Swinger mugshot presents Sadness Personified. You've got the Kayla crack whore. You've got the legally confirmed Nick. And you've got the gold digger. And you've got the well-groomed and smug man. Honestly, if we did this like a 1 to 4, so Kayla's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, who are you voting for? Who's got the best mugshot? I don't know. Nick's is pretty good. He's got the black eye. He's got the look in him where he says, like, you know, yeah, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got here. He's got that look. Aaron's just smiling. Like, not enough people smile with mugshots. Not enough people smile with mugshots. I kind of appreciate Aaron for doing that. He's got his nice little. He looks a little bit portly, honestly. I saw his sheet, right? And first of all, liar. I heard that Aaron was 6'4", actually 6'3". Although he did lose 5 pounds since his last weigh-in at the jail. Since his last weigh-in, he lost 5 pounds. Last time I saw this, it was 225 pounds, which is actually a pretty good weight for a 6'3" male individual, because I'm 6'3" myself. But you know, he looks a little bit chubby in this picture. Where is it? Where'd he go? It looks a little bit portly. Maybe it's that jail lighting. Look, or maybe it's just because he's next to a bunch of coke addicts. Like, April looks pretty thin there. Nick looks pretty thin. I'm gonna say it. Kayla looks like she's escaped from Innsmouth. I just reread that book. It's my favorite book. It's a great book. And when they're describing the fish-like frog people that are bounding, sometimes hopping on 2s and 4s, the pelagic nightmares of singular horror emerge from the darkness of Innsmouth. I'm sorry. She looks fine in other photos. Don't get me wrong. I think she looks fine in other photos, but this one she does look like a fish person. It's a sad day for the toe. He's not allowed to make fun of Kayla anymore, so I have to do it for him. All right, let's go. Should we start with? What do you think we should start with? Should we start with his actual arraignment, or do you want to see the Fox News interview? They're both kind of funny. There's a bit of giggles to have in both of them. Caught you pirated Adobe in 720p. That's actually defamation. I pay full price for Adobe. It's very frustrating too because it's very expensive. I keep trying to cancel my subscription so they give me the 50% discounted one, but I actually do pay for the entire Creative Cloud, much to my chagrin. But we'll see. Can you put a white people dog face up next to Aaron? Yeah, of course we can do that. Let me see. I should have that on my desktop. It's on my recently searched though. Thanks. The white person face dog is like upset though, so it doesn't really look like Aaron in this photo. He looked like his other prison photo where he's like walking the suit. He looks a bit more like the dog. Nick looks more like the dog in where did my Nick photo go? Nick looks more like the dog in this one. Oh shit! There it is. I'll keep doggo over here for us. What is this? $13 premium for me somehow? Check your email. I'll check my email later. Thank you very much. All right. I think we'll get in. We'll start with the base stuff. Aaron Imholte banged Kayla Rekieta and now has his regrets. Now I believe this is clipped from Divinity Said's channel. She's like rebranded as Court Clips, which is a good idea actually. If she just does Court Clips and she's not doing her own content, I suppose. But I think that she clipped this from Ralph's stream, but she didn't acknowledge the Ralph mail. I don't think there's any link to Ralph's clip, and it's like you hear segments of Ralph in this clip, and there's also a lot of reverberation at the front, which is very annoying. But she didn't pay homage to the Kang. Disloyal Divinity. I made you. The Ralph mail. But it does pose a question to me. Why was Ralph the only person that had the restream? Because like I heard someone say that Ralph said that he called the courthouse to get the link for the chat, to get the link for the arraignment, which I guess is possible, but why would you trust Ralph? Because it seemed like nobody else had it. And that makes me wonder, who would have the link? Well, of course, Aaron would have the link. And perhaps the accuser would have the link. So did Ralph get it from the courthouse? Or did he get it from perhaps April or Kayla? Or Nick? Who can say? Anyway, this is the Ralph Mail's clip from Divinity's clip that she removed the Ralph mail from. And you might even hear some chat noises and things like that. Let's get into it. Hopefully I'm not muted this time. All right. And there is a bit of an echo at the beginning. Warning, clip content. If anyone asks, tell them Divinity said. We
are here today for a first appearance. Mr. Imholte's rights as well as the allegations.
I have, Judge, we waive reading.
Thank you. Combined with Rule 8 today.
Judge, we agree to accept Rule 8 materials by mail, and we would ask for an omnibus hearing.
Thank you. Ms. Darlene as to release conditions.
So it looks like we're going to be omnibussing again in a very short manner of time.
The state's requesting $100,000
order.
unconditional. The court's well aware of the circumstances of this case. I do.
$100,000 is what the prosecutor asked for. That's ridiculous for sharing a nudie pic. Unbelievable. Now, I understand there is some extenuating circumstances here. Aaron has a previous charge, I believe he was on probation for. And it seemed people were starting to speculate, well, perhaps he's going to have to do 90 days in jail for breaking the conditions of his probation. But this happened before he was, I guess, convicted of that. So, no, this is a pre-existing condition, essentially. And he should be fine. because it's not fair if the government can start looking through your past and start applying things in retrospect. So Aaron should probably be just fine.
I believe that the conditions as requested are appropriate given the overall circumstances of the charges. He does also have a history of not abiding by court orders and no contact orders specifically, and violates them via an online broadcast.
thought
So
she
that
would
he
bring
does
that up.
have.
So you can hear the Ralph and Mail in the background. I thought, shit, wait, that's not a Ralph voice. But he said, he said, I thought she would bring that up, that Aaron is a naughty boy, and he has, I believe it's his ex-wife that he has restraining order against him.
He does have an HRO in place protecting a different individual. He recently was sentenced for an HRO violation. Did look up case law regarding a condition specifically regarding this. I could not find anything on point in Minnesota specifically, but I did find a Second Circuit Court of Appeals case where a similar condition was imposed. The Second Circuit Court of Appeals did find that it would not violate freedom of speech as it was reasonably related to the nature and circumstances of the offense. Additionally, I would ask for omnibus to
I'll
be
just mute
held within
myself.
time. And I believe Mr. Peterson and I both are requesting that that be in person.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. As to release conditions.
Judge, it's my understanding that my client has a single misdemeanor conviction concerning a harassment restraining order.
So there you go. There's one of the chats that came in for Nick. Why is it an echo? That was a court issue. It seems to be the echo was coming from inside the courtroom, and it was on their end. It kind of levels out towards the end. But yeah, so Aaron has one prior there that they're going to mention about. Now, Aaron did say, because I was catching the beginning of the Steel Toe show this morning. Well, I mean, for me, it was like a few minutes while I was preparing the stream. And apparently what happened is Aaron went out to the lake on Thursday, according to him. And then I guess the Friday, the charges dropped. He was already planning to go camping, and it's a long weekend. You don't want to spend long weekend in prison. It's kind of funny how these things happen in long weekends in Minnesota. So he decided that he would, he'd show up on Tuesday, the old Tuesday in it. And that's a smart move, honestly. I mean, show up with your own clothes. You get to go there, show up, get booked, have your arraignment, and leave the same day. And he did have to pay the bondsman for 10% of his $75,000 bond, which is pretty rough, really. Like one pick. What's the most that you would pay for a nudie pick? $75K. Sheesh. That's like Arab money or something for those sort of nude prices. I hope it was worth it. I don't think so, though.
I say this for context concerning the severity of charges compared to other more severe charges. My client is a homeowner and has lived in Minnesota all his life. He's 37 years of age and divorced.
37 years of age? Aaron Imholte. More like Aaron Imholte, am I right, boys? This mummy, he's in the ground already, 37, he's already dead and buried. But no, this is an interesting little note. I picked up some notes from Sean, and Aaron's lawyer does a pretty good job here. He's got good audio for the first. That's Keener. Gotta love it. But he says, so my client, he's a homeowner. He's got kids. He's in the community. He doesn't have a lot of room to, he's not going to flee that. He's not going to abandon his life. And this is an argument that Nick didn't make at his own arraignment because he was defending himself, and he's not this is his first time, basically one of the first times he's ever been in, I guess, defending anyone, really. Aren't you 37? Yeah, I'm 2 months older than Aaron Imholte. I'm an October boy, and he's a December boy. That means, oh shit, is it Josh Toberfest next month already? Holy shit. But it's a good move by Aaron's lawyer, and they argue it down from 100K to only 75K, which honestly is still too high. And to Nick's credit, because he did talk about this, he did say that he also thought that 75 was too much, even though he's the mastermind behind getting Aaron silenced. One would say,
with 3 school-age children. He has an Associate of Arts degree from Brown College. And
Oh no! Why didn't I? Shit! I need to find this clip. I need to find this clip right now. Wait, go. Hold on. All right, I think this should come up pretty quickly. I've got to get my quote in here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Sorry. If I had pre-watched this properly, then I would have been prepared with the perfect response to the clip. All right. Here it is. All right, so we're going to play back.
Of Arts degree from Brown. He has an Associate of Arts degree from Brown College.
Brown College. All right, let's see what let's see the review of Brown College.
Nasty business, that Zero. Naturally, Harvard's doors are now closed to you, but I'll pass your file along to Brown.
Heck of a school. Weren't you at Brown, Otto?
Yep. Almost got tenure, too.
No, not Brown.
Aaron, no, not Brown.
He has an
I'm sure it's a fine school.
of Arts degree from Brown College.
Not Brown. Oh, what a wasted opportunity. I gotta re-edit. I gotta restart the stream and just redo that clip. So as soon as it says Brown, it just starts fading in with that. No, but I'm sure it's a fine school.
He is the owner of Steel Toe Media. He advises me he has no felony record.
Not yet.
No record of crimes of violence, with the exception of the single misdemeanor HRO that the prosecutor mentioned. This matter went out as a complaint warrant very recently. He retained me on Friday, and we had a plan for him to turn himself in this morning so we could address conditions of release. I would suggest that.
Yes. So I think I heard this, that Aaron had said to his lawyer he'll come in on Tuesday, but then word got out he was at the camping site, and the cops showed up to bring him in, and he was like, "Oh man, I was totally going to show up today, guys," and they're like, "Yeah, but we have to bring you in." So it could have been a little bit sneakier, but I guess he almost did. He almost got away with it, but he can't keep getting away with it. And Rekieta, member for 3 months, says, Brown alumni. That's where I attended law school. There you go. Brown.
The request for $100,000 on conditional bail is excessive.
They showed up at 5:30. Is that the state? Is that how it is?
While we agree that harassing comments are inappropriate, I know this has to be balanced with a person's constitutional right to fair speech and any free speech, and any prohibition on speech should be narrowly tailored.
Is this? I mean, the punishment should fit the crime, right? So he shared a nudie pic of of Kayla. Kayla should get to share a nudie pic of him. It's the only fair and just way in the law. That's how I think it should be. $75,000 is ridiculous just for the bail. Trucker Rob with a $20 redos. Thank you very much. He says, "Hail meme. Thank you for entertaining me on this long drive." Yes, thank you to our trucker brethrens out there. I want to go for a drive. I really want to go for a trip somewhere, but my laptop just shit itself, so it's not working. It's like blue screening. I can't get out of the BIOS, so I'm gonna have to. I guess. Well, first I'll try taking it apart and putting it back together. That typically works, but I might have to just reinstall it or something, or just get a new one, because it's always been a pretty crap laptop, unfortunately. I got gypped on that one, like for real. I bought it just before I left New Zealand, and then a week later, it like shit out in Japan. The graphics card went down, so I wasn't in a position to return it or anything. Very disappointing. The first laptop I ever owned. What a disaster.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. I've read the complaint. I reviewed the allegations.
Reset the memory? Good idea. Thanks. I'll try that.
What the court is most interested in ensuring here is that Mr. Imholte understands and is going to abide by the court's orders to not harass or have any contact with the alleged victim here.
See, this is the real travesty here, not the money, not the possible felony charge. It'll probably be like he'll plead down to a misdemeanor, I assume. He can't make fun of Kayla. He can't talk about Kayla. He can't reference Kayla. He can't even make snide comments about it. He has to just ignore it completely. And that's the worst thing ever. It's a big toe for the shoe today. Very, very sad.
I do think that substantial monetary bail, which if posted would not come with the same conditions, is necessary to ensure that he continues to make court appearances and continues to follow the court's orders moving forward. So I do think some substantial unconditional bail is appropriate. I'll set that at $75,000. In the alternative, he can be released today without having to post any monetary bail, but he is to he is to remain law-abiding. He is to make future court appearances. He is to keep in contact with his attorney. He is to keep the court updated of any change in his address. He is not to leave the state of Minnesota without...
Oh, that's the roughest one. I even heard Ralph say it as well. You can't leave Minnesota. Shit. Next with a 50. Coronas says, can't wait for the Coke Pope to turn the other cheek and welcome Aaron back, just like Jeebus would. When we get to the Nick SEETHING session, he goes on a crazy tangent about some people, and he talks about the church a bit. This is really funny, actually. Not someone, it was Breaking Bulldog News, which I think is Kinoche. They did a breakdown of his 172 tweets over the long weekend. What was it, like Labor Day weekend or something? I hope Kayla isn't wearing white. And it's unhinged. He attacks his own family members. But thank you. Very interesting Christian demonstration on display there. Just Cause says, I see no issue here I assume if you're talking about Aaron. This is ridiculous. Bail, you could argue, is completely unconstitutional for a lot of reasons, but it seems excessively high in Minnesota. Now, I suppose the counter argument would be that Aaron could have taken he could have taken a conditional release and he wouldn't have to pay anything. $7,500 seems like a lot of money for such a small, trifling thing. And I'm not saying that Aaron's a good boy. He didn't do nothing. Of course he did something bad. Disown or disavow this behavior of sharing nudes. It's disgusting. Don't do it. Don't do that. It's betraying trust, and don't have nudes on your phone anyway. He did take the conditional. I thought he took the unconditional one, and then he bonded out. I'll have to check on that later. Did he get to keep the nudes? Apparently, I'm not sure if this was a joke or not, but apparently 6 days he said, if you're trying to get hold of me, my phone went in the water yesterday. It's still dicked. I'll have to take it in this morning. If you aren't trying to get a hold of me, carry on. I assume this is a joke, but because he wouldn't want to be destroying evidence. Although this may have occurred before before he got his warrant served, or warrant issued, which means that it would be fine to destroy evidence before that time. Not really fine, but better than destroying it after. And 200 Studio says he looks Asian. Is he Asian? I don't think so, but because Asian don't raisin, and he's already foot in the grave. So it's already turning into dust. Old man Aaron Imholte, who is 2 months younger than me. Oh, it's already over for me. It's Tova. It's Tova for me and Aaron in our old ages.
Permission of corrections. He is to not have any contact with the alleged victim in this case, KCR. He is to...
What could that mean? What could KCR mean?
Stay 500 feet away from her residence. The court is also going to...
How many toes away is that? 500 feet? I guess that'd be like what, 2,500 toes away from Kayla? Shit, that's a lot of toes.
Order that he abide by all active harassment restraining orders, and also that he is to not have any indirect communication with KCR, which would include making disparaging comments specifically about her or harassing her on any medium, which would include in person, over the telephone, text message, online, social media, or broadcast through any podcasts or similar online shows.
What about smoke signals? They live in like Indian County up there, don't they? Or instant messenger pigeon? But this is the saddest thing. Now we can't talk about it on the show. Look, I think I heard some people saying that he's like he's banning certain words in chat, which honestly he should do, because like don't go to jail because like people on YouTube are trolling you or some shit. Like, let's be real here. But it is what it is.
Court does believe that restriction on simply not mentioning KCR is narrowly tailored to relate specifically to the rights and safety of the alleged victim in this case. So I will impose that condition as requested by the state. We'll set this for an omnibus. It will be an in-person hearing. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Anything additional?
No, Your Honor.
Demanding speedy?
We are not demanding speedy, Judge. I discussed this issue with my client, and we want to thoroughly review and investigate the case.
All right, thank you. We'll set this matter without regard to time at this point.
I think I heard, oh wait, maybe the prosecutor is about to jump in and say that there may be some exculpatory evidence in the favor of Aaron.
The state is asking for it to be within time. And if there's any specific conflicts, Mr. Peterson and I can discuss with the court clerk.
We'll note the state speedy request, and then the next hearing date will be set in coordination with counsel.
So that is that. Aaron.
Well, there you go. That is on Court Clips USA. That is Divinity Said's channel. Looks like she's back in action. I believe that Alyssa Clips is back in action too after a week-long YouTube vacation. Now, very rude, AM. I saw what you posted. Very rude. All right, let's take a look. Oh, not Brown. Oh, wait, not Brown.
And now I'll pass your file.
Weren't you at Brown, Otto?
Yep. Almost got tenure, too.
No, not Brown.
All right. So, Aaron showed up on Fox News Minnesota. Or is this Minneapolis? I don't know. Same thing, right? St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's like the Twin City. I don't know. I don't know how Minnesota. There's like 2 cities over there or some shit. It seems strange to me. They should just combine them, but whatever. Let's take a look at Fox News. I'm going to like this video. It's only got 14,000 views. Let's see what people are saying, apart from me saying another win for the toe. These people are awful. Another win for the toe. Oh, man, somebody else got the comment before me. Shit. Did I just get disconnected again? F, maybe? I don't know. It looked like I was dying for a second, though. Well, I'll give it a second to see. The internet's like that's rubbing. Did I actually do that? Nice internet. I don't know. Like there has been some internet stuff. Oh yeah, it is actually. Someone was right. They were missing a T, and I'll add that now. They're rebuilding all the poles in my area, so the internet might go down a little bit in the next couple of days. It was supposed to be finished by September, so we'll just refresh this one right away. Muted? No, it's not muted. I think what's happened is that the internet's just dying. Probably an earthquake coming. Hopefully not. Japan actually has very good internet. It's just this area at the moment. All right, this is reloading. Skip it. There we go. There we go. All right, we're back in action, chat. Here we go. How's it going, MLS? Haven't spoken to you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Let's begin. It says Fox 9.
A local podcaster is now facing charges for something he allegedly did while live streaming his show. Aaron Imholte is the host of the Steel Toe Morning Show that has been on the air for at least a decade. Fox 9's Karen Scully.
Really? I mean, is that a win for the Toe? Being alive, their show being alive for that's a long time. Holy shit.
Ellen joins us now to explain what is happening here. Karen?
37-year-old Aaron Imholte made his first court appearance this morning for disseminating private sexual images without consent. But he appeared to do this while actually live streaming.
Stop self-snitching, boys. Now, I actually am surprised that Fox 9 is giving him such a big publicity. Like, they could have not even shown his logo. They couldn't mention it. He didn't have to mention his show. They actually talked about it quite a bit. I'm actually kind of curious if this is actually a win for the Toe.
I bet you thought I wasn't coming. Welcome to the show. It's me.
It's 37-year-old Aaron Imholte, the host of the Steel Toe Morning Show, a YouTube podcast with about 13,000 subscribers.
Look at that. They've got Stonies in front. Stonies is on Fox. Do you think that Nick is jealous that Aaron was on Fox before him? I mean, Nick has been on the Fox websites, but I don't think he's been on Fox TV.
But one of Imholte's May shows has him in some legal trouble. He was reported for sending a photo of a naked woman that he knows to a person joining him on the podcast.
This was one of his May shows, as opposed to one of his April shows.
That woman reported the situation to police, and now Imholte faces criminal charges.
Did you check? I like tattoos more than I think.
Your boy didn't do too bad, did he?
And those words are now part.
This actually seems like a pretty good clip. Like, this is actually, he's going to get some notoriety from this. He's going to be able to play this for memes and shit. Well, I guess he can't play this because he's got a restraining order now. I'm not sure. Maybe if he gets it thrown out, it's a win. Who knows?
Part of a criminal complaint against Imholte. The court documents describe a relationship breakdown between Imholte and 3 others.
But who are they? Say their names, you cowards. Tell the nation about the polycule. We have to know.
Started disparaging them publicly on his show back in April before sending the nude photo in May. Today, other podcasters are using it as material for their shows.
Please be potentially criminal. Please be potentially criminal. Are they going to show Sean?
Snitch on Aaron?
Oh, they didn't show Sean.
Snitched on Aaron.
Imholte is a sort of shock jock type, often saying things that some would consider racist, homophobic, misogynistic, and more.
Aaron Imholte. Racist, sexist, misogynistic. I might have to check this show out. Sounds pretty good.
Some have said to Fox 9 that he used to walk up to the line, but now he crosses it. Imholte told police he did not recall ever receiving or sending a nude photograph of the victim. He bailed out of jail.
Oh, he couldn't even remember. Were the titties that deflated? He couldn't even remember. I mean, obviously you have to say that. It's just like, I do not recall seeing those titties. But what a thing to say.
This morning with a no contact order, in addition to no disparaging comments on social media, online, or on a podcast. In the newsroom, Karen, podcast.
All right, so there's this Gino clip as well we're going to see. We're going to see. Apparently, there's been some conspiracy theories. Some conspiracy theories out there that Kayla or Ann. We getting Fs again? Oh my gosh. I'm being attacked. I'm being DDoSed by the I don't know who would be doing it. The Toe Boys. Biggest F yet? Oh my god, what a disaster. Suffer. Yeah, I'm suffering. I'm languishing over here. The hamster's dying. We'll have to, yeah, they're on to me. They're trying to shut me down. All right, what I was saying is we're gonna check out this Gino clip. Much to my chagrin as well. But apparently there's been some conspiracy theories that Gino and Keanu are working together, joining the polycule to go against Aaron. We'll have to see. Apparently Gino's still defending his boy, but Keanu is well in the pocket of the Baldo bunker. And perhaps that she is looking to become the new 4th member. You better watch out, Gino. You better watch out. You're going to be sucked in, you lose your wife, she moves up to Minnesota, and it's one more to the Colts. But let's see what they have to say. This was from Melissa. She posted it 12 hours ago. Good to see she's back.
Aaron's all
a piece of shit.
right.
Yeah, a
But
real
April,
piece of shit.
April.
I'm not doing this. No.
Why can't you just take her?
She has kept her fucking mouth shut and whatever.
No.
Dragging us into this, that's not dragging us into this.
Yes, it is.
Kayla Rekieta reported.
This seems like a good idea to have a domestic live on air with your missus. Not sure I would do it, but also I have to criticize Gino here. Just buy a fucking tripod. It's like every time I see his camera, it's like shaking up and fucking down. Very frustrating.
No one cares.
It's like watching what is it? Kenobi, where there's like constant shaky cam.
Okay.
In our world.
Why? It's no skin off your nose. Listen,
Why
I
do I have
snitched.
lint in
I
my mouth?
snitched. I snitched.
No
I
one's.
did.
You did not.
I would love to be the snitch. I snitched.
But
I'm
you
the
did
first one
not.
that.
In a year from now, watch this. Ready for this? Aaron's gonna be back on his feet. Where's April gonna be?
Wait.
No.
Okay.
Watch this. Write
I'm
it
not
down.
saying this.
That's a good point. I don't know. I have to agree with Gino here a little bit. Aaron's probably going to be fine after this. This will be another story for him to talk about because his entire life is just, I mean, his entire show is just talking about his life. But where is April going to be in another year? What happens after these charges get thrown out? What happens if April takes a plea bargain? What happens when she starts to age out of being the young, hot side piece? What's going to happen to her? Good question. Good question. I'm not. I think April thinks that Nick actually loves her. I think that's the case. Now, does Nick think that? I don't know. I think that he has to keep her happy. And in that sort of situation, how can love really bloom? Although it is possible for love to bloom on the battlefield, so who can say?
Okay,
No. Watch this. A year from now, Aaron will be.
Who is Gino? Gino is Aaron's sidekick, right? He's the little toe. Aaron's the big toe. Gino's the little toe. He's the one that goes wee 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 all the way home.
I know him.
And he's also the guy that Aaron sent the nudie pic of Kayla to, allegedly. So there was if you saw it earlier in the stream, Aaron's like, oh, I got some nudes of Kayla. Well, he doesn't say it like that. He's like, check this out. Check out these tattoos. Because they were talking about tattoos on a woman's body. And then Aaron seemingly DMs Gino a picture of Kayla nude, full frontal. And she's got rosebuds on her tits. That's why I call them the Citizen Kane titties. And he's like, and then Gino says, you know what? Maybe I do like tattoos. And then Aaron says, your boy did all right. So that's why Gino's in the story.
He's a mess. He'll be like, wow. And he'll play off it. He'll laugh at it because he needs to. April will still be like, I don't know how that happened. Because she's a dumb cunt.
Who cares? Who cares?
I care. Because she literally had the cops call us.
No. Kayla Rekieta.
So April had nothing to do with it.
A crime.
No. Well, who did we get a text from on my phone?
Oh, who did we get a text from on my phone?
Kayla Rekieta does not have our numbers. Anyway.
Who did I get a text from on my phone?
I'm done with this.
Oh, something slipped there. Kayla Rekieta does not have our numbers. Who did we get a text from? That's a good question. Was it April? Sounds like a little bit of conspiracy. Now, when Sean was streaming about this, when Sean was streaming, it was a couple of days ago. I think it's like 2 streams back for Sean. He got a shower call and $100 totally not angry chat from Nick. At the same time, he also started having Keanu show up in his stream. A little bit suspicious, almost if they were watching the thing together. Who can say, though? Who can say?
Nope, I'm saying.
April had nothing to do with it.
Gets the noggin jogging.
I'm going to tell you right now. When
Fix this fucking shaky cam, Gino. Jesus Christ.
When she says I'm taking up from him, I'm going to tell you right now. They're all 4 fucking idiots. But
is this like, what is Gino doing? Is he like, is this his live show? Is this his show? Argue with my wife show? Is this like the next iDubbbz and Anna? What is her name? iDubbbz and Anissa?
It's not the worst.
I'm getting motion sickness. I am. It's terrible.
Is further along the I fucked up timeline. Now, April, for some reason, thinks she's April, for some reason, thinks she's like, oh, well, I'm a victim. You're a stupid cunt. And you should not be living with a guy and his wife and their 5 kids. Period.
I mean, this is true, though. His camera may be broke. I mean, his camera and desk may be broken. But at least he's telling the truth. You should not be messing around with a married couple who've got 5 kids or guns and coke together in the same room.
Put the period. I'm gonna erase the period and be like,
don't hit the table.
And 5 kids after
let them cook.
You swapped wives with them. Period. But now I'm gonna erase the period and be like, with a guy and his wife and their 5 kids after you swapped wives and did cocaine with them. Period. Now I'm gonna erase a period and say with a guy and his wife and their 5 kids after you got caught doing cocaine with them and had guns in the house. Period. Now,
Aaron has some weird co-hosts, I have to say. He's got Shaky Cam Boy over here. And then there's like this other guy that I don't know anything about, but he's like in this pod. It's like he's like in a Professor Xavier pod or something. It's got like red or something. I'm not sure what his deal is. Where does he find these these like co-hosts?
Now, you understand? They're all fucks. And anyone that doesn't go out of their way to stop the cops from calling me or Keanu and saying, hey, what's going on? You're a cunt. And if you think I'm worried about losing friends over this because you're a stupid cunt, Nick, Lady Rackets, and April, and you're fucking bitter because fucking what's his name? Aaron, who's a stupid fuck, got out first. No one's better. No one's worse. And I'll tell you, no one deserves this less than me or Keanu. Because I've seen things like what? Well, poor April. She was used.
Well, he's seen Kayla's titties for one. He has seen some shit. $2 Studio for 2 says people spend worst parts of their lives streaming. Maybe. I mean, I'm having a pretty good time myself right now. This week has been a lot of fun for me. I'm actually really enjoying doing the Rings of Power edits. It's so bad. Wait until you see episode 3. I mean, I know most of my live stream audience doesn't care about that shit, but holy shit! Wait until you see the loving orc families in episode 3 of Rings of Power. They just want to grill for God's sake and look after their kids. They don't want to go to war. It's so it's so morally ambiguous. Ambiguous. It's so morally ambiguous. Those poor orc families. And I don't want to get you hyped or not, but the episode starts off with like a 5-minute horse point of view story. It's amazing. I was hoping the whole I was like hyped at the beginning of the episode because like I was like, are they actually doing a whole episode of just the horse's point of view? This is amazing. I would actually respect them for doing a bold choice like that. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case. But it's very frustrating because Amazon released the first 3 episodes all at once, and the next episode's coming out tomorrow. So I've got this constant backlog. But since I've recorded episode 2 and 3, it shouldn't be too far away. You should probably get episode 2 tomorrow, then maybe episode 3 the next day. We'll see.
Not hard enough. Someone needs a crack in the head to wise her up.
Holy shit! Okay, I don't think I can take any more of this. This shaky cam. But we're going to do a little bit of a vote. Who you liking in this story so far? I guess you can, if you're team Nick, you can put an N in the chat. If you're team Aaron, I guess you can put an I for like Imholte. If you're team Gino, I guess you could put like a G in the chat if you really wanted to. Wait a minute. On second thought, let's move on. On second thought, let's not do that actually. Alrighty. Where were we? Might go to that later. Let's see. All right. So Nick appeared on this guy's show. So I think this guy was a clip. I think this is a clip. Wait, should we do the Nick call-in interview or the seed on Twitter? I think we'll do a quick poll. We'll do a quick poll for real. What's next? Nick Seethe tweets or interview? This is a quick like 30-second poll to see what the chat wants next. But to kind of break this down, apparently this guy, Nobody Likes Onions. I think he's like a professional like A-log for Aaron, but I'm not sure. I don't know exactly. But he seems to do a lot of steel toe content, and I guess this guy Hackerverse clipped him. Because I don't think that's his original channel. But Nick decided to call in to dish dirt on Aaron, which seems like a terrible idea. But it looks like the people want to see the Seethe tweets first, so we might go with those. Dave says with a £2, Gino streams all the time, but has bad kit. Tisk. I think what's happening is he's streaming from a laptop, and every time he hits the table, the laptop's like screen is wobbling backwards and forwards or something. He needs to get a dedicated camera because it's unwatchable. I know most people like just listen to streams though, so it doesn't really matter what the visuals are as much as the audio. But it's pretty bad. Onions is a weirdo. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that apparently. But I don't know anything about it. I'm not part of the extended Toeverse or anything, so I don't know. But looks like people want to see the Nick Seethe tweets. All right, we'll get into those. These are pretty wild. But first is a breakdown. Oh, should we do the breakdown at the end? No, we'll do the introduction. So it's the Labor Day weekend in America. Aaron's on the run. Nick's at home with the family. He can't go out. So what does he do? He tweets. Breaking down 8 hours and 36 minutes of tweeting. Nick tweets for approximately 15% of the 57 hours and 25 minutes. Or alternatively, 35.83% of each 24-hour segment. As an additional comparison, let's say we divide these 57 and 25-minute Labor Day weekend hours into minutes into a period of 5 children, equating to 11 hours for each child. At 8 hours and 36 minutes of tweeting, over 57 hours and 25 minutes, Nick ignored 74% of one of his children, or 14.6% of all of his children. What an interesting fact. It's kind of fun how he does it. So basically what happened is that they were verifying. I should have read this one first. I read them out of order. That's another L for me, I suppose. Since midnight on the 30th of August and until the 1st of September, Nick posted 24 posts and a whopping 148 replies for a total of 172 tweets over the weekend. So let's take a look at some of these tweets. And in no particular order, let's see. This one says by Liberty Media Arts. I'm too invested now, by the way. So after all of this transpired, did they offer help at all? Because I know some churches offer that. Like live with the monk type stuff for a bit. Help you get stable like that. The church doesn't care. The people online hold this church and its people up as their champions. They didn't care. It wasn't the church and it wasn't the churchgoers. Look, I don't know about you, but when I was going to church, mostly because my mum was making me wake up on Sundays, I wasn't too invested in other people. Like, obviously, yes, you should look after your community. You should be loving and kind and embrace them when they need help. You know, be there for your fellow man. But if someone's making a big fucking mess of their own life, you kind of stand back and you're like, you know what? When they're ready to ask for forgiveness, I'll be there to help. But if they're gonna, I don't want to be dragged into this shit, okay? I don't want to be like, they didn't care. Those jealous, good for nothing, worthless Christians. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see what this one is. Melanie Mack, who I think is a streamer, says, I'm happy to offer my input if that's what's wanted, on stream or just typing it here. I just want to make sure I'm answering the right questions requested. If it's to type here, I'm going to bed now, but I will check in the morning, smiley face. Either we can talk on stream, yours or mine, I don't care. DM me whenever, and we can set it up. Well, of course, Nick is going to try and get in the DMs of another woman. That's not surprising at all, is it? Very interesting. Let's see. Let's see. What is this one? Enwood, actually. It's actually Enwood. I just noticed this dude's name. Enwood F. Slur says in green texting, what's amazing to me is the 150,000 things I did out of line that no one in the church cared about. Like bringing the drugs in. So this is what, in response to what Nick said. So Nick said that. So he said that he did 150,000 things out of line. Like bringing drugs into your home, driving drunk with your kids in the car, not feeding them, desolating your marriage vows, sleeping 4 to a bed. Yes, it's the Minnesota King as they refer to it. Things like that. They didn't care about this stuff, even the untrue parts. It's the church's fault. Finally, we thought the kids are at fault, but it's actually the church's fault for Nick's mistakes. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is the 150,000 thing he said. Again, like I said, these are kind of out of order. What's amazing to me is the 150,000 things I did out of line that no one in the church cared about. Christians don't give a shit about sin. Oh, you dirty, dirty Christians. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The actual cope. Here's the thing. Like, people think, like, when people say things as, like, unchristian behavior, Christians do sin. Everybody sins. That's the point of having Christ come down to the earth, right? But the thing is, the idea is you're not supposed to sin. You're supposed to try and aspire to be better and acknowledge when you make mistakes, apologize, repent, and move on. To say that Christians don't give a shit about sin is just ridiculous. Liberty Arts Media replied to him saying, "Homie, listen, I appreciate you, but you fucked up. Just own it. Take responsibility and do whatever you have to do. Just get back on the horse and live life. It sounds like you're blaming people for the way things turned out when clearly that lands on you. Never blamed anyone for anything. Holy shit. I'm literally talking about all the shit I did wrong." Well, he did blame the cops. The conspiracy cops, but okay. "And why won't you admit April's your girlfriend? Is she really worth all of this mess? Especially since you have a wife and 5 kids. Maybe you're asking me to admit to something that isn't true." It's not true. It's not true. Breaking Boulder responded saying, "Why did you take her on an exclusive evening at the Bill Mack collection?" That's the Hollywood H thing. I think there's a tweet that follows this up. Yes, there is. So, "Why did you take her on an exclusive evening at the Bill Mack collection then? It's very strange to do that with a woman who lives with you and who is not your wife. Are you going to elope with her when Kayla serves you a divorce paper?" Nick responds, "Lady R was with me, dummy. And so was April. Seems rather polycule-ish. Ruffle, you're insane. No, stalker child, it is you who is insane. Have you never brought a friend to an event, stalker child? Is it a mistress, a polycule, a wife? What is it? What even is it? Look, you can take a female friend and your wife to an event. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you were arrested with this woman, doing coke and sleeping 4 to a bed in the Minnesota King, she's streaming from your house for her arraignment. She shows up for all your court cases. She lives in the house. She lives in the house next door to you. She's there all day of the evening, night. And then you have Aaron talking about how they were all the wife swapping. Then you take her to an event. Yeah, that's a little bit different. Okay. If it was just a family friend that you invited to one event, there's no problem with that. To say that it's like, you've never brought a friend to an event is just absolute cope. 4 to a bed sounds like 3 too many. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What is this? What do we have here? Interesting. Okay. All right. I'll take a look at this. Quick interlude. So someone just posted on the Kiwi Farms, Ethan Ralph is 5'1". He says that's 23 minutes into the Steel Toe show this morning. Aaron confirms the speculations that Rekieta or someone he knows has connections at Fox 9 to push an Aaron story. And then later that there was an investigation going on into it. Interesting theory if true, but we'd need to see, you'll have to take Aaron at his word for that. I haven't seen any evidence, but interesting if true. So he said, "Is it a mistress, a polycule, a wife? What is it? You tell us." I did. What is she? Just answer the question. I already told you the answer. You dumb bitch. Gaslighting isn't real, you crazy slag. You really want us to believe she's just a friend? Unreal. No. You want to believe something. I don't really care what you believe. Believe whatever. Why does Camelot believe it to be true? Why does Drexel believe it to be true? Why are you trying to get people to deny the obvious? People believe what they want to believe. Okay. Butterfly Girl responds, "Because you think we're all dumb. You tell us the actual truth. You tell us what the actual truth is then. I think that you are dumb. Don't put that on other people." He's getting ratioed by this person. Like I don't think that ratioing is a big deal or anything. That's just Twitter, terminally online bullshit. But when, I'm kind of curious now, how many followers does this person have? This Allie, this butterfly character. Let me see. Ellie, 889. Okay. Oh, she's got 900 followers actually. Okay. Which is more than me, so I guess good for her. I was expecting 5 followers or something. But yeah, how much does Nick have? 20,000 people or something? Actually, it's got to be higher than that, right? Actually, that is a good question. How much does he have? Rekieta. He has 158,000 followers. And more people like this one. Breaking Boulder responds, saying, "Your sister-in-law also thought you were dumb and a drug addict. She did not. Oh, hi, Mark. She did not say that. Not at all what she thought, thinks, or reported. She's also a fucking idiot. When I saw this, I was just having a bit of a giggle. I was having a very sensible chuckle when I read these tweets. Hey, look, my sister-in-law didn't say any such shit, but she's a fucking retard. Interesting play, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him. Like, why? Why attack your family? Why attack your family in the midst of a Twitter dispute during the long weekend? Sounds like you're really busy, really involved with the family. To be fair, like most of these tweets happened after 3 a.m. So all the kids were in bed. Hopefully they didn't have anything with caffeine in it, like Coke, before they went to bed. You know, the kids will be up all night. Maybe like Pepsi Freeze better or something. Who can say? But then Nick was up late at night tweeting on his big Labor Day weekend. Then this person responds saying, shots fired, in-laws suck. We can all agree on that. Nick says, you have no idea. Why say your sister-in-law is a fucking idiot? Even if it's true. Hey, look, I think sister-in-laws are probably quite often idiots. But I'm not going to start attacking my friends. Not friends. I'm not going to start attacking my in-laws for Twitter clout at 3 a.m. in the morning. That's retarded behavior. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Let me see. So Coffee Cake says Christians don't cuck out and go to swinger wonderland vacations. They mostly abstain from alcohol. I consider your views of Christianity way more shocking, LOL. Now, this is, as I said, Christians sin all the time. They sin all the time. It's kind of like, as I said, the basis for Christianity is the forgiveness of sin, essentially. So to say that there's no Christians going out there, going to swing a vacation, is simply not true. People need to understand this. People make mistakes. People fall for temptation. But the idea is that you aspire to be better. I don't know if this is true, though. Do most Christians actually abstain from alcohol? I think that's just blatantly false. If you want to talk about like Catholics, isn't drinking like the blood of Christ is always like wine or some shit. So it's actually part of their rituals. I mean, I don't know that because we don't really have any Catholics where I'm from. It's all we just call them Christians, but I guess it'd be considered Protestant. I'm not sure how it works in New Zealand. But he responds, "Ruffle, I guarantee you both of these are false." And I kind of agree with Nick on this one. There's a lot of naughty Christians out there. Mike says, these Christianity gatekeepers are so pathetic. Phil Bowl Schwaggins, that's a kind of a funny name, says, if your brother sins, go and point out their fault just between the two of you and listen to you. If they listen to you, you have won them over. If they will not listen, take one or two others along so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. Now, this is good advice. You should call out your friends when they make mistakes. You should tell them to knock their shit off. I like that. He also says, if they still refuse to listen, tell it to the church. And if they refuse to listen, even to the church, treat them as you would a pagan or a tax collector. Hey, look, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if you want to treat any man as a tax collector. That's some bullshit. As we know, we're tax-free over here. But then Nick responds, they skipped step 1. They never came to him. They didn't even care. Those rotten Christians. He must have been very unpopular in that church. I think I got this one already. We did that one already. Yep. We read that one. I think there's a lot of doubles in these ones. I guess there's like different responses in some of them, but we've read the bulk of the content there. You must have double clicked all of these actually. All right, this is a good one. Guyvermectin says, "Oh, you're gonna pretend we don't have all this evidence that you're fucking her? I see. Can't wait to see some evidence of me fucking somebody." You can't prove it, A-Vlogs. You can't prove I got my dick wet. You can't even prove I can get a boner. Show me my erect cock, A-Logs. But then someone responds saying, I may not be a big city lawyer, man, but the fact that you have children is evidence of you fucking somebody. And then Nick responds, touche. I mean, I suppose Nick has had sex at least 5 times, provided the DNA test comes in, right? But there you go. there you go. There's little Nicky's tweet seethe session over the weekend. And that was approximately something close to 200 tweets while he should be spending time in bed. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this at 1.25 speed, I think. Let me see. Although Nick was talking in the chat of this stream. I'm not sure if he was invited to begin the stream and then he just showed up. But he said, what is this? Oh, yeah, so there was the dress gate. So April went to the party to see the Hollywood H, and she was wearing a dress. And Aaron said that, hey, that's the dress I bought her. But Nick says that's not true. He says, April tried on that dress when she went to Vegas and sent us the picture because it matched the dress that Kayla owned. He didn't buy it. So this is in regards to Nick saying that it's not true that that April was wearing the dress that Aaron bought him. She actually borrowed it from Kayla. They just happen to have the same dresses, you know. Hey, sister wives, I guess, they get to swap clothes around. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, apart from all the degeneracy. All right, let's take that takes us into this. Nick Rekieta calls in to Nobody Likes Onions to talk about Aaron Imholte, April Anderson, and Kayla, which is unfortunately something that Aaron Imholte can't do himself anymore. Only Nick gets to call his wife disgusting. His words after having 5 kids. Check your Discord. All right, I'll check the Discord.
Hey, man.
Wow, it's working.
While we start this up, let's see.
Yeah, well, I just switched to using a phone like a normal human instead of trying to do it through a fucking computer.
Let's do it old-fashioned.
What's this one?
Anyway, it's an honor. Thank you for calling in. I know you probably can't say a lot.
Yeah, I have to be very circumspect. It's kind of like I have a fucking felony charge.
Yeah, I get it. It's funny to me that Aaron was like, why won't he talk? And then he said, well, you know he can't talk. And then he goes right back to like, why won't he talk?
Of course, Aaron wants Nick to talk about this. He makes a bunch of fucking money when he talks about Nick. I mean, so do I. So does everyone that talks about something that people are interested in. Of course he wants more content. Got to keep it flowing, brother. The fact that Nick actually does go out and talk about his case when he's not supposed to is quite bizarre. He should either say everything, set his story straight, tell him why Aaron's lying, tell him why the cops are lying, and say it's not true, I'm innocent, or just shut the fuck up entirely. I'm sure there may be good. I'm not sure there is good reasons. I'm sure there could be good reasons for everything that happened. Just like there could be a reason, could be a time when you walk into a room and a guy's dead, shot, and some guy's holding this smoking gun, and he's like, "I can explain." Yeah, okay, explain. Tell me what happened. I'm sure there hypothetically can be a good reason, but it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, it's been a blast dealing with him in general, especially because like we really can't. I mean, not only can we not talk, we really can't talk about him at all. He's obviously.
Then why call into this show to talk about him? It's kind of bizarre.
A potential witness, and so we've had to, just sit here and let him run his mouth as much as possible because, he's a potential state's witness. So that's.
Do you think
that have to sit here and fucking take it? It's
after how many hours he's spoken about this, and after how many times someone we'll just talk, in general terms. When someone does something like this and they talk for a living, they sometimes speak for 8 hours a day, and they contradict themselves so many times publicly. Can they be used as? I mean, aren't they at that point, completely worthless as a witness?
Again, speaking generally, yeah. Well, the credibility is.
What's the question there? The question is, this dude is a podcaster, so clearly he's not reliable as a witness. What is that supposed to mean? He talks for 8 hours, so surely his testimony is inadmissible. What is the argument here? I might have zoned out for a second because it just makes no sense to me whatsoever. Dodo Studio for 2 says, frankly, April is the least terrible in this. Let me think about this. April is the least terrible one in all of this. Maybe, yeah. I mean, she is a home wrecker, but apart from that, I always thought that Aaron was the least. I think that I always said that Aaron was the most shiniest turd in the bowl, but I guess April technically would be the least terrible person in this entire bunch. People might say, well, Kayla, she just watches Star Trek and just wants to, grill for God's sake, but she has responsibilities as a mother. April doesn't. So there's no way that Kayla could be like the least worst person here. So maybe April, yeah, I guess so.
Up to the finder of fact in most cases. So that's going to be a jury or a judge in a bench trial. You know, they get to determine the credibility of each witness. There are certain things that a person can do or say to so undermine their credibility that the court finds their testimony will not be useful. Which where that place is going to be different for every single person. I mean, I think in our case, he's got just facial credibility issues, but those have to be raised properly in court. Like, I can't be screaming about them online. Everybody wants me to call him out, call him out for this, call him out for that. It's like, dude, I can't sit here and get into a pissing match with a potential state witness on the internet. I can't. I'm like, as much.
It hasn't stopped him in the past. Hey, look, it would be crazy to get into a pissing match with somebody on the internet when I have a law case with them. Except for Monty, I suppose. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy to go nuts, right?
Much fun as that sounds, I can't do that. I just have to kind of be quiet about it.
Just from a perspective of okay, let's say again in general terms, there's a woman. She's part of a duo on the radio, and then after there's a kind of a messy divorce. Does he get to indefinitely go back and now tell story? You know, what constitutes harassment in the sense that somebody like April would be able to seek her own restraining order for harassment to get this man who clearly it was named in the complaint for Kayla that you know they don't believe he'll stop unless some sort of action is taken to prevent him. Isn't it the same for April? I mean, this will affect her life going forward forever if he never shuts up.
Yeah, and it's, you know, April may at some point pursue a restraining order or pursue her own criminal action against him. I mean, harassment isn't just a civil action. It's a criminal act that doesn't require revenge pornography or any of those other things. Harassment is its own activity. And I mean, I think, in my opinion, he's gone well beyond the level of harassment. I mean, if everybody's noticed.
Like, let's think about this for a second. Does streaming on an internet podcast can constitute harassment? If you're just talking shit about someone, that's not really harassment. Now, that makes sense in a non-internet setting, right? Like, if I go to the pub with the boys and I'm just talking shit about somebody, you can argue that that's not a good thing to do, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's incidental. But that's not harassment because I'm not targeting the person. I'm not going into their space and telling them these things, right? It's just me gossiping, essentially, if I was doing that. So is it so different if you're doing it online? Now, of course, it has a lot more reach. You have a larger audience. It could be picked up from anywhere. If April isn't watching the content, if April isn't going out and consuming it, is it harassment? Provided the things that Aaron is saying is true. He's just exercising his First Amendment. Now, it does murky the waters a little bit because Aaron does have, it seems to be some sway in his area of Minnesota to the point where the local news teams are picking up his stories and things like that. Maybe that does change the math on that a little bit. But it's one of those questions that's kind of interesting when you think about the internet and how it affects our lives going forward. Defamation? Well, it's only defamation if it's untrue. That's what I'm saying. If April is just, has all these things wrong with her, and Aaron just talks about that, or he talks about Kayla, when does it become harassment if he's not going into their space? That's the question that I'm curious about. AM says, member for 21 months says, does he mean like he constantly harassed Monty? Well, it's different with Monty because Monty was actively engaging with Nick, and they were there was back and forth there. They were talking about things. They were trying to attack each other. Let's not pretend that Monty didn't also like say shit about Nick and try and antagonize Nick or get attention from Nick. It was a two-way street there. That's a key difference in that one. But the problem is that Nick started to defame Monty by saying things that were untrue. And that's where he got in trouble. But Monty would always come back, and Nick would always go and attack Monty after he came back. In this one, April's not engaging. So in theory, it sounds like Aaron would be harassing her. But if Aaron's not projecting this into her space or any reasonable place where she would see it, it could just be considered gossip online, in my opinion. It is important to note that Aaron is not being charged with harassment, although maybe they'll bring that charge later. But this is purely because of, I guess, proliferation of the nudie pics of Kayla. That's why he's in hot water right now.
I've only
Let's
recently
continue.
started saying anything, but we have been exceptionally quiet, intentionally so. None of our lives were geared to be out in the public like this, and having this one person routinely say false things over and over and over, and vindictively and viciously do it.
All right, so Nick claims that Aaron is saying false things. Doesn't that open Aaron up to a defamation case? And of course, I know a lot of people are going to be very negative of Nick here, but who do you believe between the two of them? Do you think that the things that Aaron says are all false? I think for sure that he like gilds the lily a little bit, like he exaggerates the stories, like when he says that like Kayla was head over heels in love with him. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think they were boning each other, right? But I think he says that to get at Nick than anything else. That's what I think about that. Of course, everyone always exaggerates stories or muddles the water, the facts a little bit to make themselves sound better. Like I can't make myself sound better by saying a complete sentence this stream. Holy shit. But everyone embellishes things a little bit. But the question is, what are the things that Aaron has said about Nick that are untrue? Aaron has said that they were wife swapping. Nick hasn't admitted to this yet. Although it seems pretty obvious to everybody, especially, and now it's a matter of a court fact that Aaron had nudes of Kayla. How did he get them if they weren't in some sort of sexual relationship or sexual dynamic? Maybe was Aaron just giving her a free like mammogram or something, like checking her for lumps? Well, he's got two. You got two on each. You got one on each, not two on each. that'd be something a bit weird. What are the lies? What are the lies that Aaron has told, Nick? Why don't you come out and say, this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie? Why is Kayla in your house? It's a very suspicious thing to have. George Studio for 5 says, ironically, they're in hot water because it started in the hot tub. That's true. I think I had one of those clips. Or maybe I closed that already. Shit. Oh, well. But yeah, it all started in the hot tub. It all started. I don't have it anymore. But it's nice to see that everyone in the hot tub got a charge. Nobody's left out. It took long enough, but what was in that water? Holy shit.
Probably falls into that category, but at this point, we've been kind of hamstrung by the fact that we're not really able to talk much about our case in any sort of way, or anyone or anything that may be involved with it, like a state's witness. So
yeah, I mean, maybe not harassment restraining order, but slander for certain. When this is all over, I mean, there will be a trove of video evidence of him literally lying.
What's the pictorial evidence, Mr. Nobody Likes Onions? Like, what does he mean? How are you going to prove these things are lies? So hypothetically, we'll just pick one at random. Kayla and Aaron were fucking. Where's the video evidence that's going to disprove that? There's basically nothing you can prove. Like, there is no way to prove that Aaron didn't do that. Show me the videos of Kayla not being fucked by Aaron. Like, you can't actually prove that. What does this guy mean? That doesn't make any sense. Like, is he talking about the coke in the house? The cops have the evidence. Is Nick gonna like? What do you mean? What is going to be disproved by the court case? Unless we get the body, like if we get the body cam and the house is immaculate, and it turned out it was all baby powder, and it's all a big misunderstanding, and it was a government conspiracy. It all turned out. Then sure, okay. But that's not going to happen. Let's be real about this for a second. I think this dude is just glazing Nick, and he hates Aaron, so he's just going to say anything bad about him. That's what I'm getting my impression of this dude so far. Watermelon with $5 says, there's a clip where Gino talks about Nick calling him before the 3 officers talked to him, and his wife yelled at him not to talk about it. Yeah, we watched that, I think, a little bit earlier. Gino says, like, who texts us? And then Keanu's is quick to come out and say, like, Kayla doesn't have our number. Both of our numbers. How would she know that? Like, both, like, she knows every number in Gino's phone. That's weird, if that's true. Seems like a suspicious thing to say. Surely they would both have April's number because they're both friends of April, right? Didn't Keanu and Gino get married recently or something as well? Again, I'm not too up to date on the extended Toe universe.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think there's quite a bit just that people have seen where you can draw your own conclusions. I mean, oftentimes you're mitigating factors for a harassment claim of any kind, and even in some cases, slander or defamation is literally getting into a pissing match. A back and forth, a heated exchange, something like that. People can say what they will about me. I don't really care. I kind of chose publicity as part of my career, like you did.
Well, he's establishing some
There's no such thing as bad publicity. Am I right, Nick?
Sort of track record of when a relationship ends and he doesn't like the outcome of it, that he literally tries to ruin the woman that just left him, or he just left life. I mean, especially if there's going to be, again.
Is this true? Does Aaron just go around ruining women's lives that he breaks up with? Now, if he talks about his life as his show's theme, personally, I think that's a retarded idea to have as a show theme. Like, nobody wants to hear about you until you become a lolcow, and that's not where you want to be. It seems like a bad topic for a show. But if Aaron's topic is just talking about his life, then yeah, he's going to talk about his relationships. He's going to talk about his ins and outs, his ups and downs, the innies and the outies. He's going to talk about all that shit. And how is that any different than what content that is already very popular, like things like Sex and the City? And I know Sex and the City is fake, okay, but like the dirty and the details is stuff that people love to hear about. So why could he not talk about that if that is his chosen genre, even though I may think that choosing that genre is a mistake in the first place? And to Watch Studio for 2 says, hot tub doing time machine. A lot of time has passed since that hot tub came out. It feels like only yesterday, though.
And my speculation, and I don't know anything about the laws, that what this whole thing with Kayla was going after is a restraining order to get him to shut up about her. So
I'm a cuck.
Hold on. Somebody sent that in, sir.
So it seems like this Nobody Like Onions guy has like a voice command set up, so you can just make Nick like seethe on command. But it seems like he forgot that was enabled, and somebody just threw it in there. So very sad for Nick that he has to sit there and endure this. How the mighty have fallen. He used to be the top of the game, 100,000 live viewers, lawyers begging to be on his show, and now he has to do the rounds in the bottom of the barrel. He has to do the loser circuit, where he gets called a cuck to his face, and he stays for another 6 minutes. Oh my goodness.
But like, if he has his track record of like, he can't leave women alone when he's done with them. He's Ted Bundy without the knife, the gun. Like, so
it's a weird comparison.
It's been, I mean, again, people can say what they want about me, but the two women who he's been fucking just going after for the past, I mean, it's been since May. This started, people may think this started with our arrest in May, but.
Started in May? I thought it started in April. Sorry, I apologize. I've got that joke on a discount.
It actually had started before that. It started, if you go back and start looking, he started talking negatively about April 1st and me. And then he started talking about Kayla. It kind of just transitioned over time, but it started in late April to early May.
Wait a second. Detectives in the chat, replay the tape. That's a really good point.
It started, if you go back and start looking, he started talking negatively about April 1st and me. And then he started talking about Kayla. It kind of just transitioned over time, but it started in late April to early May. And he has been nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, I assume
almost every show.
Further back. Hold on. Let's see. Let's try the transcript. So we're about 6 minutes in transcript, and let's search for two. Oops. Women alone when he's done with them. Is that point?
Women alone when he's done with them. He's Ted Bundy without the knife, the gun. Like, so.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, again, people can say what they want about me, but the two women who he's been fucking just going.
All right. Okay. I see it. Now, to be fair here, this can be interpreted in two different ways, and Nick is very liberal with the way the language works. So this could be interpreted as the two women that he's been fucking with, as in messing with. To be fair. But it is very funny in context. So we'll play it back a little bit.
People can say what they want about me, but the two women who he's been fucking just going after for the past, I mean, it's been since May.
Yeah, like it does sound very funny. It does sound very funny, but it's actually not the gotcha that we thought it was. Okay. I'm going to have to err on the side of caution here and say that Nick was talking about fucking around with, as in messing around with, not not doing that. Now, that would be funny if Nick actually accidentally admitted to that. Like, and then he was like, ooh, the two women he's been fucking around with. If that's what happened, that's really funny. That's really funny. But I think if we're going to be charitable, that's not what he meant to say.
Started, people may think this started with our arrest in May, but it actually had started before that. It started, if you go back and start looking, he started talking.
Lawyer has access to those two videos that just came out that are super cuts of him.
Started in late April to early May, and he has been nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, I assume
almost every show.
I assume your lawyer has access to those two videos that just came out that are super cuts of him, hours and hours and hours just talking about Kayla.
People make supercuts of the Steel Toe show talking about April. That's kind of weird. I mean, I guess right. But okay.
Like,
yeah, I haven't watched them yet. I don't know that I really want to.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it might be useful for her attorney because it's literally the work done for him. It's hours long of every time he's mentioned Kayla this year. And it just proves again harassment, like nonstop. He will not stop. And also, I think he's going to, he will try to get out of the felony by saying the intent wasn't to harass. But I think when shown in the context, zoomed out, these are all subtle, manipulative threats. He's saying if they want to say this, don't.
I don't know about this. This is a little bit headcanon for me. You can never really infer what Aaron was really thinking, if he's thinking at all, right? What I saw it as is he was bragging. Locker room talk that was happening over the internet. Big fucking stupid mistake, don't get me wrong. But I don't think he was trying to harass Kayla by it. I think that he honestly thought he did good. He seemed very happy about that thing. So I think I'll defer to what Aaron said in that clip rather than make up what I think that he's thinking.
Remember, I have photos. Remember, I have so it's all like to harass.
Oh, I mean, yeah, on the felony charge, I'm not, involved in that case at all, aside from being a potential witness,
right.
I suppose. But like just on the face of it, the obvious play of doing something like that in public is to humiliate someone. Like there's no reason for him to have a discussion about a photo of her with Gino online, except to, put her under a sort of harassed or humiliated status. And then
no, that's not true at all. He could have many reasons for talking about Kayla with Gino. First and foremost, he could be bragging. He could feel sad. He could want to, talk himself up, maybe make people think he's cool, something like that. That's even the first interpretation of this. There could don't get me wrong. He could be doing this. He could be tacitly, harassing Kayla. But there is a multitude of different things he could be doing here. To say that this is, of course, what he was doing is just ridiculous. Although it does help his case, and he does have to do that because, that's the way it is. You have to try and push this narrative if you want to sound good in court. So, of course, it doesn't surprise me that Nick is saying this. But to say that that's the only reason is just flat out false.
People may not realize that there are ways to prove harassment in Minnesota because it's difficult to just say someone's harassing you or not, right? Intent is inside the mind of the person. And so intent has to be proven through circumstantial evidence. One of the ways that you show intent on harassment, and in the harassment and stalking statute, there's, harassment.
So let me see. Am says, we know it's Kayla's picture, but does Aaron ever mention her name and attach it to the picture, or does she just imply it? See, that's the thing. When you're sending nudie pictures to people, depending on what you exclude, like say the head's not on the body, then you could definitely make the argument, well, how do you know this is this person? Now, in the case of Kayla, she is the illustrated woman. She's covered her entire body with tattoos. So it's instantly recognizable. And I know that we are memeing around a little bit with the copyright argument, but Kayla's body is so instantly recognizable because it's covered in head to toe in god-awful tattoos. So yeah, it is definitely inferable from what they say on the stream that it is Kayla. And if the officers allegedly called up Gino and they asked him and he was like, well, could you describe some of the tattoos or something? If he describes Kayla's tattoos, that's evidence.
Harassment is defined as any acts that are typically repeated acts that would lend to someone's humiliation or harassment or annoyance or I don't know how else to word it. I'm not looking at the statute, but anyway, fucking pissing people off. Right. One way to prove it is if the person asks you to stop and you persist on in doing so. And so if people are looking for...
Okay. Has Kayla asked Aaron to stop? Has April asked Aaron to stop? I haven't seen any public statements. Now, of course, they probably would keep them private. I don't think Nick has asked Aaron to stop. They do have private DMs, though, so I assume that would be where it is. But if Nick would want to say publicly, he's like, hey, look, we asked him to stop. He didn't. This is harassment. Yeah, there may be an argument there in Minnesota.
A way or looking for the harassment, they might want to consider that there have been people politely, very politely requesting that he please just fucking stop talking about them. And he didn't, and he still hasn't. And so, like, proving harassment isn't always visible.
So if Kayla did ask and Aaron mentioned on the show, then that shows that he understood and received the intent that he should stop, which is not good for his case if they do bring up harassment.
On the surface, it's not as easy to see because if everybody could get around, harassment by just saying nice things about someone, there would be no way to ever prove it out. But
like if you wish them $1 million, perhaps.
Shockingly, other criminals have tried this.
Well, I appreciate you taking a minute to talk to us. Anything else you want people to know you haven't been able to say, or?
This is interesting legal theory. I'm going to go to the bank tomorrow. Give me all the fucking money. You look great today, by the way. Your hair looks lovely. Nick Rekieta told me I could. He said it. No, even though Nick is not actually saying that, obviously. He's saying the opposite. It's just a fun little idea that if you're nice to people, you can commit crimes.
You can say or want to say that people don't know?
Yeah, I have hours and hours of things to say, but unfortunately, they all have to wait until our cases are done. I mean, I know people...
Nick keeps saying this, that he's got all this information that's going to drop after the cases are done. I just don't believe this. I don't believe for a second. The moment this is done, sealed, or over, he's just going to say, look, guys, the past in the past, we want to move on. That's enough. But it's a nice way to bait the audience to keep supporting you. It's like, well, if you guys keep supporting me, you keep sending in the chats, you keep showing up to streams, you keep liking the stream, then when this is all done, you're going to get hours of content. If he is being harassed, if Kayla is being harassed, why does he want the harassment to continue by talking about it in front of his audience? Don't believe him.
Say stuff about like my public image or how people perceive me. And I look, guys, it's my kids and my fucking liberty. Like not going to prison and having my children are my only priorities. That means that I'm going to have to take some fucking blows to my personal image for a while, especially when you have a state witness spreading all kinds of bullshit about you. You just have to deal with that. But that's part of, dealing with life is you have to take some shit sometimes to get to the part that you need to. And so we got to get through our cases. But once we do, we'll have our stories to tell and people can take them for what they are.
Before I let you go, my partner Moody wants me to tell you, you have to get on Super Tip. We're pitching you on Super Tip and you have to join up and we'll be in touch.
Moody?
Yeah, seriously, send me on Twitter. I'm not opposed to hearing it.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you taking the time. I know you don't have to do that. I'm a nobody.
There you go. The old self-feltoning just as he leaves the chat. Tuesday money with some Tuesday $5. It is Wednesday for me, but I know it's Monday. It's Tuesday for you. So thank you very much. Much appreciated. Love them, the super stickers. Very good. Very good. Now, there is one additional clip, 5 minutes. It's called, it's from Court Clips, and it's a retrospective back at young Nick. This is the old Nick. I miss the old Nick. Look how healthy and young he looks. Bit of a wonky eye going on here, a little bit uneven, but that happens to the best of us, right? This is called Rekieta Law Spain's current sex scandal lawsuit, adultery in Minnesota. Let's have it. This is, of course, by Court Clips, Divinity Said's channel. Go check her out. Subscribe if you so desire. I'm going to like the video right now. Look at that.
If you were around during the Vic Mignogna lawsuit, then you...
I was, actually. I remember these big brain panels. They're actually pretty interesting. I like those, the old big brain panels, the old Chad Dad channels, the old discussions with Doug TenNapel. Those are fun shows. One thing I don't like is that when... and a lot of people do this. A lot of people, like, they make friends or they become fans of content, and they watch it for a while, and then like they have falling out or they don't like the content anymore, and they're like, well, it was always shit. It was always shit. I know. It's like, why did you watch it then? Like, no, it's fine to say that the old shows were good, that you enjoyed them, but you know, maybe the stream changed, the content changed, your views changed. That's fine. So when people say back and say like the old Nick streams were bad, they weren't. They were good streams. They were fun streams. They were entertaining streams, but they changed, and that's the problem. But don't do that cope. Don't do that cope where you say it was always shit, because it wasn't. That's why people watched it, because it was entertaining, of course. Aaron Imhotep's dad is out $7,500 for $2. Says, is that actually a picture of Aaron's dad? That would be very funny if it is. Please set up a GoFundMe for our family. Trump 24. Well, we'll get right on that.
Probably will remember some of the details you hear in this video. This was all.
Oh, wait, just hold on a second. I got one that I got to address right now. Cabe Johnson says, it's not a law channel anymore. It never was a law channel. You silly Billy.
All taken from one video regarding one lawsuit.
Oh, puppy, look at that.
If you weren't around for that, then just know that this is
This is a
actually
cute puppy. Whose
from
puppy is
now.
this?
This is Nick's response to Mindset's new video.
Hey, dummies. It don't matter. There's nothing privileged in those text messages, just a bunch of embarrassing statements from your boy who's stupid. It's just masturbatory at this point.
Right. The purpose.
All right, so we have legal mindset reading through the Aaron charging document. Or I guess this is the complaint, I suppose, or the is it the complaint or is it the arrest warrant? I'm pretty sure it's the warrant because it has Kayla Rekieta as KR in this, and then NR as Nick Rekieta and AI as April.
The app was to keep things private amongst each other, and all agreed nothing would be shared with others. Where I want to see that explicitly. Was that something that was said? Is it in the chat? Do you have proof of that? This is something you're going to need to prove, that all agreed nothing would be shared. GB said he deleted the photo afterwards. KT said she saw the photograph.
I think that's going to be very hard to prove, honestly. Like, I don't see there's a lot of water in this revenge prawn case, to be honest, because if they're using Signal, surely most of the messages are being deleted. And I've seen some people arguing that because Kayla's been posting her her half nudie pics in like locals, that means that she's just down to anyone to see it. That's not necessarily a good argument, but I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a hard one to prove, honestly. I feel like Aaron just takes the plea for the misdemeanor, and the prosecutor will be like, yeah, all right, that's fine. We're not going to argue this one. This isn't a very serious one for us. But it would be interesting. It would be interesting to see how this turns out. Cindy Collins with $5 Canadian says, only right image to go with Aaron saying, your boy didn't do too bad, did he? Is Kayla cracked out mugshot? What? Only right image to go with Aaron saying. So I guess you want to see this picture, and then you have Aaron reading over and say, your boy didn't do too bad, did he? I mean, maybe if he's taking the the third oath of Dagon, his kids are going to live forever under the waves. He's going to Innsmouth. He's taken the oath of Dagon. Oh my goodness. His kids will live forever under the waves. Immortal. Aya, Flagon, Cthulhu Relay. Yeah. Who can say? Who can say?
On GB's phone, KT said KR was identifiable by the photograph, and she knew it was KR based on a photograph. KT confirmed GB deleted the photograph.
All of that is inadmissible. All of it is potentially strikeable from the complaint in general. It could maybe be stricken, and they could maybe, because it was put in the complaint, make a motion in limine to remove all of it as unverifiable hearsay. And
motion in limine is so fun to say. It just rolls off the tongue. Oops.
Force them to only put in specific statements that they can verify with someone under oath. There are people out there, very, very intelligent individuals who are well-reasoned, who suggest that the hypothetical release of those text messages would somehow be unlawful or disallowed. Can you guys...
The fuck?
Anyway?
Hold on a second. There is... Oh, what's that guy? What's that redheaded comedian? This guy looked like him for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Is this shit? What's that guy's name? You guys know who I'm talking about. Bill Burr. I was like, is Bill Burr at home? What is he doing on the stream?
no, there's no
not Carrot Top
privacy.
Carrot Top. He's like fucking vault.
Interest that you have
Yeah,
in
it's
discovery
wish.com Bill
documents.
Burr. There you go.
There's no.
I actually don't recognize this guy, and I watch those old streams quite a bit.
Enforceability again. Everything everything in a court proceeding has this presumption of being public.
Funny, the people think that, like, one, they think that this is all a game. Two, they think that court proceedings are somehow private, and they're really not. These women are accusing a man of sexual harassment, and the sexual harassment is literally, he kissed me, I said I'm not interested, and he stopped.
Now listen to Nick explain how that girl that got kissed is going to have to explain to a jury that she voiced a character that jiggled her titties in class.
And they're going to watch a character get through a class by jiggling her breasts over and over. And it's going to be voiced by the defendant. And then that person is going to claim that a kiss is sexually assaulting someone. Okay.
These Nick legal takes didn't age so well. They didn't even get past the anti-slap because of Ty Beard's incompetence.
Good luck. Have fun with that.
Comments.
I mean, they had fun to the extent of $600,000 that Vic had to pay out.
Made during these live streams are concerning, especially in light of this incident. The state believes defendant will not stop and continue to harass KR unless and until conditions are set. It was confirmed that Nick went to a resort known as Hedonism 2. So here's a photo of Hedonism 2. You see this is an actual wall, and the serif font is there. That's, a photo from Hedonism 2.
It's not looking
This
so
is a
good for
known
my review
swinging
on
resort,
the monetization.
right, where
of the
you
stream.
go to swing. And Nick followed some staff members from that as well. The environment of Hedonism 2 is very voyeuristic. So people are in the public, you're just in the public area having sex. And once again, this is something that I always said was irrelevant. It's legally relevant. It's now relevant. If you are engaged in open voyeurism and open exhibitionism, and there's proof of that, and that can be substantiated, right? If Aaron can say, no, she's an exhibitionist, right? Here's proof. Particularly, and this is Hedonism 2. I'm going to show you a little clip. I added the Baldo for emphasis here.
That's a pretty clever way to censor things. But you can see how Kayla is instantly recognizable. Now, I don't necessarily agree with this argument. It certainly is an interesting one, and I assume it would be very effective in like a small town court. People, that probably have like, small town values. But I was listening in a little bit of Sean's stream, and he was talking about the relevancy of the time, because this is about 2 years ago. People change. So it is definitely an objection they could make to relevancy. It's like, yeah, they did some shit like when they were younger. What does that mean? Doesn't matter. Kids do a lot of, like, I know they're not kids, but young people, and young in the frame of 2 years. People can change over 2 years. Nick certainly changed over 2 years. They're like night and day differences.
Right. But obviously she has very identifiable tattoos.
And then that.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll show you what I mean. Let me see. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick. No, wait. Young is in a different mindset. Here you can go. Okay. Actually, that's Pinterest. That's useless. It's absolutely useless. There we go. We'll try loading this up.
Person is going to claim that a kiss is sexually assaulting someone. Okay, good luck.
He described KR as a standing completely nude with her breasts fully exposed. So she's buck naked with her breasts fully exposed. So you could probably see her pubic mound, or I don't know if she has a bush or not.
Is that a legal term? Pubic mound? Sounds weird. That's a weird phrase to come up, but I guess it's not inaccurate, right? Yeah, like any time you can be younger, you can claim that you made like your changes and stuff. So I was trying to find you guys a picture of something, but this is not working out very well for me. Here we go. Maybe this one will work. All right. Here you go. Here's the uncensored image. From Hedonism of Kayla's back. The uncensored version. I took out the Baldos, but you can see that this is instantly recognizable as her back. There you go. Oops.
If we go to court on this, I intend to prove definitively that that hair is red.
Killa sent nude photographs via Signal. In one sentence, we see a legal confirmation.
We will prove definitively in a court of law that that plaintiff is.
Oh, that's a good one, Bob, you cheeky boy. Full of homeless as well. Yes, yes.
Is indeed a cuck.
It would be so good, just one time, if I
What's
could.
this Technicolor Dreamcoat that's going on over here? I don't know, but it's kind of interesting. But yeah, these do put into sharp relief the hypocrisy, which is the worst part of it all.
Have someone this hell-bent on just doing the dumb thing at all times. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot.
Otto says runway, bush, clean shaven. Do you think anything in that house was clean? I ask you.
Because you got the whole internet to look at, but most people aren't this dumb.
I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Oh dear, it's a good clip. That's a good clip. Nice little comparison. Again, that's Court Clips TV. I'll link their channel in the chat. Give them some love if you want to subscribe to that content. Looks like there's a nice transformative, in fact, very transformative from the original text. It does kind of beg the question, though: what made such a stark transformation happen in Nick? What do you think it was? What do you think it was, guys? What happened to the old Nick? That's not the old Nick. Nick finally transitioned. No, here we go. Look at him, bright-eyed, shiny coat. What happened to this man? Was it the internet? Was it a man tormented by the internet? Was it the fame went to his head? Was it the coke? Was it the slags? We don't know. Was it the Baldo? Was it the Baldo's fault? Himself? Well, ultimately, he's responsible. The horse tranquilizers? The old Nick was the fake Nick? I don't know about that. Was it all just a ruse from the very beginning? Some interesting insight to this would be that Drexel from the very beginning said that Nick and him were the same person. Drexel always said, he's like, Nick, they just don't know that you and I are exactly the same person. Was Drexel telling the truth from the very beginning? Was Nick always a degenerate, but he just didn't have the ability, the resources to truly grow into his environment? Maybe he wanted to be in a polycule, but he never thought he was, attractive enough or cool enough or wealthy enough to do it. But then as he grew into his wealth, perhaps his trust fund and his, of course, millions of dollars he made from streaming. Because don't get me wrong, Nick has made upwards of, I think, close to $4 million from YouTube. That's a kind of a rough estimate before taxes. So let's say a 2 million even. We'll say that he gets maybe after taxes or some shit, because taxes are probably pretty bad in Minnesota. But he made at least 1.5 on Super Chat. Well, I think it's like 1.4 on Super Chats according to Playboard, in just Super Chats, and then he made all the money from the revenue from streams and everything as well, not including sponsorship. So it's got to be somewhere in the range of 4 million gross. And then he just starts to go a bit crazy. Is it the midlife crisis? Is it just that you get a bit bored living out in Minnesota? Is it mountain madness, isolation, or just there's so much stress from having 5 kids? Who knows? That's a lot of money. If you think that's a lot of money, you should see how much money his grandparents have. Hundreds of millions of dollars that they donate. Pretty crazy. Nice of them, though. Very nice. I think it's Nick's mother's father is basically an oil baron. He had like stocks in this oil company, and then it exploded. And I think he's still not majority stockholder, but he has like he started a bunch of trusts and he donated a bunch of money to a hospital and got a wing named after him. And Nick told people about this before, but no one really ever put it together that he was just living on daddy's money, essentially. Well, I guess mummy's money, because it makes perfect sense now. A man with 5 kids, 2 houses, no mortgage, who took 2 years off of working to do lawyer school. Yeah, how do you afford that? That's an interesting question. I can't believe no one really put that together until Turkey Tom sort of talked about it. I mean, the people that were on the Monica Riol, Jimmy Marshy, they were always talking about trust funds quite a bit because they found out that Ty Beard was the administrator of administrator. Is that the right word? Well, Ty Beard was maybe the chairman or something of Nick's family's trust fund, which is how he knew him in the first place and why he introduced him to Vic Mignogna. Something given has no value. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. If you give someone something, of course it has value. I see what you're saying. I see what you mean, but that's the statement as itself is not true. If you give something to somebody, it has a lot of value. But something unearned, I think, is what you mean. Something unearned. For sure, for sure. Value is subjective. Indeed, it is. That's why I put value on things that people make or spend time on higher than monetary value. So we have this one picture as well. So we'll close these tabs up for a little bit. There we go. Did we hit it? The goal? And we've got a goal on the butter dish. Now, the butter dish meme is an old meme. It's an old meme, but it checks out. I've got a clip of Nick talking about butter dishes, but I might save it for another time. But I still don't quite understand. I need the deepest lore in the butter dishes. Alyssa was nice enough to send it to me after I said I don't get the butter dish memes. It's basically a 10-minute spiel by Nick talking about butter dishes. It's not what I would call unhinged. It's just like he thinks it's really funny. But there was a couple of comments. What is this one? All right, what is this? What is this? What is this one? There we go. Let's see. So this is another unhinged message, I suppose. Eric Lancaster says, I'm sure Nick Rekieta will be trashing this unduly burdensome bail in his next stream. I also hope he picks apart the warrant, considering how often he says cops lie on them. And then, so this is in regards to Aaron's bail. And I think I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but Nick did say, I think it's way too high. Lamol. The 8th Amendment says no excessive bail. It doesn't change based on my personal feelings. That said, if people don't understand the philosophy of why this bail is higher, there is a good discussion to have about it. So I guess the discussion he might be implying is that Nick was a first-time offender, non-violent crime, whereas Aaron had already was on probation. So it makes sense that it's higher. It is patently absurd that a man found with 26 grams of cocaine, guns, a whole family, in disarray, neglected children gets 50K, and then Aaron, a guy that shared a nudie pic, gets 75K. That's ridiculous to me. But credit to Rekieta here. He's consistent on his stance that the bail is way too high. Now the problem is that when Nick went to court, he argued that his bail was too high in regards to the 8th Amendment, rather than saying, I've got a house, I've got 5 kids, I've got a wife, I've got a church, I've got a family. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to flee the state, Your Honor. You should surely reduce my bail. Let me see. Aaron Jailholt responds, don't worry, he'll get off easy once he testifies against you and your child abuse. Nick says, I guess we'll see. Oh, I wouldn't want to knock on wood, my bros. This is Karen Scullen with Fox 9. Will you please send me an email at... Ooh, I have some questions to ask you. Thank you. Interesting. Okay, I see where you sent this message now. Okay, let me try that a different way. Can anyone email me explaining the Imholte situation and why all of these podcast hosts know each other? And anything else I might need to know for the story? Under normal circumstances, sure, but I'm going to have to no comment while I have pending legal matters. Oh, is Karen finding out? Karen Scullen? She's Karen Scully. She's like Scully, the detective, but she's a Karen. So she hates the degeneracy. Excumer says 180, as in 180p. Did you finally upgrade your camera? No. StreamYard is now offering 180p full HD footage for the regular StreamYard price. You could always have 180p, but it costs extra. It was like double or something, and I paid for that. I pay like $20 a month for StreamYard or something. They also have 4K now available, but I'm not sure we'll be seeing 180p again since the stream was like lagging a bit. But I think it's fine now, right? Is it working fine? Is it easy? I guess it was just my neighbors turning off the Wi-Fi again because I'm too noisy. We'll have to wait and see. But if you're enjoying the higher quality, haven't you paid for premium yet? I have paid for premium. I'm just not logged into premium on this account. Not on this account. But I do have YouTube Premium. But yeah, if you guys like the 1080p, I'll bring it back. 1080p, not 180p. That'll buy you a can of baked beans and an eel pie in the UK. 180p. At least in better days. Maybe not now. Not with the Tories in charge, am I right? No, I have no idea what's going on in the UK. Do you have paper walls? Yes, I live in Japan, so we have very thin walls. Although mine aren't too bad. But there's something that's interesting that's happened, is that I've noticed that people have moved out on either side of my apartment. Surely it is by pure coincidence and chance. But I noticed that the mailboxes, basically when people move out and they don't want to get junk mail and they're not registered, because in Japan you have to do a registration when you move in. You can't just move around. The government has to know where you are at all times. But I noticed that the mailboxes next to my house have been sealed up. So I have my house in the middle, or my apartment in the middle, and then either side and above me, they're all empty for some reason. It's like the triangle of freedom. So I can be noisier now. It's great. Now, is my noisiness what caused those apartments to be empty? Who can say? We don't know. But I can tell you the next place I get is going to have cement walls, because my previous place had cement walls and it was amazing. I could be as noisy as I wanted and there was no problems whatsoever. I have a very fun, well, not that funny, I guess, but all right. He says, "Why to pig go home?" Yeah, very good, very good. No, my friend told me that when she was living in her first apartment, like the cheap apartment that most people go into when they graduate university, she could hear her neighbor pulling a tissue out of a Kleenex box. That's how thin the walls were. But it's interesting how different cultures adapt to different challenges. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Prison has cement walls. Church builder says, prison has cement walls. Enjoy prison, stalker child. We're going to build a church. Oh, I think that's one of my favorite Ralph clips. We might need to get like a top 10 Ralph moments. He's had some epic, iconic lines. Building the church. Cumin on graves. Being okay because Nick Rekieta said it was okay. I think cats don't fold to bullshit is my favorite line. But there's a lot of great Ralph lines. There's a lot of good Ralph. What is your favorite Ralph line, chat? Is it the tax-free? That did launch an entire industry in the Wiggly Wiggle. Yeah. Who can say? Who can say? He fell asleep. Cement walls. No, that's not what I meant. Legal mindset. That is another good one. That is another good one. He just keeps coming up with these amazing quotes. That's the thing about Ralph, is that Ralph is still very funny and he's still a great entertainer. And people want, and obviously a lot of the entertainment is from the downfall of his life. But he was funny in the past and he's funny now in his own special way. I don't abide by the idea that he's boring. It's just he's intermittently funny now. We'll have to see though, Tom. It's not true is the best one. That is a good one. We need like an entire like Ralph soundboard. Not to the extent that Andy has one. But what about the child? Oh my goodness. That was when Andy was pushing that like every other week. That was wild. The funniest thing though was that people would be listening to the Kino Casino like on their radios or some shit, I guess phones, whatever, at their jobs, like in mechanics or some shit. And then Andy kept pressing the button, what about the child, the child something or other. And it was broadcasting it to customers. And they were like, whoa, we're going to have to stop listening to the Kino Casino after this. So they had to try and mute it because he pressed that way too much. The soundboard is an interesting demon. Interesting demon indeed. In the right hands, it can be interesting, but almost always, it's like 99% the soundboard is it corrupts people. It's like the One Ring. Since I'm currently in the middle of editing these Ring videos, it corrupts eventually. Nobody can resist the siren call of the soundboard and using it too much. Nick used to have one, did he? I think a lot of people get like a Stream Deck, and it has like 6 or 7 like buttons or something to press. And you also have the buttons that you can play in StreamYard. So all of my ones like this.
But at least now it can't get much worse.
But it did get worse.
You can load up a bunch of those, but I don't have any hotkeys for them, so I'm usually too slow on them. I have to get better at finding them. I've kind of organized them around a bit better so that they I can play them when I need to. But again, I try to use them very sparingly. Also, I've got some new. I've also got some new. Got some new banners. So when we have a segment talking about April, we can play the Ape Escape. we got the Nick overlay. We got the Nick overlay. We've got the April overlay. I guess we need one for Aaron and one for Kayla. We'll have to wait and see though. It's in development. I'm putting things together. We've also got the Kino mode, where we go into cinematic territory, which I quite like. Even though it's just a bit of letterboxing. Oh my god, Aaron should be Stonies. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I want to go to Stonies. As long as Stonies gets out of this, like I don't care if the entire cover goes to the ground, gets destroyed, Aaron goes down in flames. Just tell me that Stonies is okay. Is Stonies safe? Is Stonies still secret? Kayla looks so bad. Yeah, Kayla's actually... I rag on Kayla a little bit, but she's not that bad. You know, she's a Minnesota 6 or something. She's doing fine for herself. But like her profile picture is not... This is not a good profile picture. This is not a good profile picture. And I'm going to prove this by bringing it into the crime lab. Let's bring this into the crime lab, boys. All right. So if we take some liberties, with this paintbrush, or with this, if I put like, you know, maybe something like this. Wait, I need a bigger brush. I need a bigger brush. Should have done this in Photoshop. There we go. What color do I want? There we go. If I put some gills on it. Some like fish stuff on her face, and then I put some gills here. Where shit? I need to get faster. There we go. Put some gills on her neck like this. The pelagic nightmares I saw between my own eyes, with singular horror as it emerged from the depths. I got a little star. This is a seashell. It's supposed to be a seashell. It's like a seashell banner thing. What the fuck? She just looks like a Vaporeon. Maybe that's why Aaron likes her. I mean, because in terms of human and Pokemon interbreeding, Vaporeon, as you know, is the most... No, let's just stop right there. I was trying to draw a fish person. No. Eldritch horrors, exactly. Eldritch horrors, pelagic nightmares, and the like. Singular horrors appeared before my eyes. The Vaporeon copy pasta is so funny. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can. I'm just trying to see if there's a safer work version of this. Because every time I see a Vaporeon, I can't not quote it. Oh, that's not working. That's not working at all. Why is my search bar not working? Oh no, it's so bad. Hey guys, do you know that in terms of human male and female Pokemon breeding, Vaporeon is the most capable human for Pokemon for humans? Not only are they in the field egg group, which is mostly comprised of mammals, Vaporeons are on average 3'3" tall and 64 pounds. That means they're... No, all right, we'll stop there. We'll stop there. Sorry. We'll stop there. Mary J says, thanks for the new profile pic. Yeah, okay. I was trying to do better. I'm glad you enjoyed it, though. Glad you enjoyed it. But then... Demonetize, yeah. That's straight up. I'm saying that's like it's not even just demonetized. It's straight to hell. Do not pass go. Don't even get to go to purgatory. Just straight to hell. Talking about the Vaporeons. It's funny though. It's very funny to me. Because like Pokemon is actually really popular in Japan. I don't know if you know this, but it's pretty popular over here. To the point where you see Pokemon used in a lot of like random shit. Like there's Pokemon manhole covers, for example. I just found one in Kyoto. It's like Clefairies or some shit. I don't know. Up in the Lake Biwa, which is they've got the red Gyarados because it's like the Lake of Rage. It's kind of cool. But they also have a lot of like water, like like don't pollute, keep our waterways clean, sort of thing. And they've always got a Vaporeon as their mascot. So I see a lot of Vaporeon posters about my day, just saying like give a hoot, don't pollute, but it's like Vaporeon. So it's kind of fun. And every time I see it, I have a bit of a giggle. And then the people that I'm with ask me what I'm talking about, what I'm snickering about, and I'm like, you just wouldn't get it. You just wouldn't get it. It's hard to explain. It's not funny if it seriously makes your pee-pee hard. Oh my goodness. I guess you're right there in hell with me. Yeah. Also, Danny Gee, welcome to new member status. I hope this is the content that you were expecting. There's looters everywhere. That's not true. That's not true at all. Wait, let me see. Let me see if I can do this. Why is this not working? Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you guys want memberships? Look at this. I forgot about this feature. But there's like free memberships or some shit. I could just give these out whenever I want. Does the chat deserve free memberships? Should they pay for memberships? I don't know. If we can get... Oh, that's right. I should barter with these. There's 1,100 people in chat. If we can get over 500 likes, I'll give out 5 free... No, I'll give out 5 to 10 free memberships. How about that? How about that? We'll make... If we hit the goal... Can we hit it? If we hit the goal, then you'll get free memberships. How about that? And then you'll be able to use all the emojis. But we need some new ones. Yeah, these are tax-free memberships. These are tax-free memberships. You got to like the stream. I should have done that from the beginning. I'm so stupid. The goal member for 4 months. Look at that. Look at that. I completely forgot about that. That's been like a feature. I could have been giving out free memberships every month. What are we at? 430? I guess you get 5 free memberships. Okay. I guess I'll give you 5 free memberships. Terms apply. Gift now. Let's see what happens. Who's going to get the gift? Let's see. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. 5 free memberships. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. Can I give more for free? I can give 5 more free memberships. I might have to save them for the next stream. I might have to save those for the next stream. Let me see. Exima says, is it 4D chess on your part leaking the red maid outfit for when the shit hits the fan? Yes, it is. Everything I do is according to the plan. Trust it. Trust the plan. What is this one? Check Discord. Let's check Discord. That is some spooky shit. Can't play it. I can probably show that at Halloween, but not right now. You think you got one? Congratulations. Let me see. Who got the memberships? It was Haschick, Searched for You, Ian Undercover. Not anymore. Maya's Life and Charlie 18. There you go. Look at her chest. That's Sakura's. Okay. That's cherry blossoms. Okay. These are Sakura petals. Wait. Let me see. Do I have the clip for that? For Kawaii Morning. Oh shit. All right, we're gonna watch Kawaii Morning. I think it's time. Oh my goodness. Actually, that's a Friday thing. But we'll play the teaser for Kawaii Morning since I know some people know about. Oh fucking hell, just work. Search bar is like autistic or something. Have you guys seen Kawaii Morning before? Show the Office? No. Some Kuma shit when I search for Sakura. Oh my gosh. And the Roto fans are the worst. Kawaii Morning. Kawaii Morning is a very, very precious video in my mind. It lives rent-free there. Oh, it's called Otaku. It's not called. It's called 16 years ago. This is the best content you'll ever see on YouTube. We'll give a bit of a preview, shall we? Oh my gosh. It's called Sonohi no Otaku. Oh my goodness. This is like oh, it's muted? Oh, okay, that's good. They're playing music.
To me, all my new super quiet friends, just Ohio.
That's okay. The beginning has music in anyway. So it was actually 40 chess. Japanese are odd. This is not a Japanese. This is not a Japanese person. Look how dirty. This is the body cam footage. Oh my goodness. We've got the body cam footage. Look at the disgusting. This is actually a really dirty house. This is actually really dirty house. Whose house do you think is going to be worse? This otaku girl, this Fujoshi girl, or Nick's house? I don't know. This is. Look at the degeneracy. Down syndrome Bjork? That's mean. That's really mean. She's about to get super kawaii yet. She hasn't even got her makeup on. What are you talking about? It's Guragua. That's the shark one, right? Is she kissing Inuyasha? You know what's amazing about this? Is that Gino's camera is more shaky than this person's camera. And that they're like handhold cameraing. Gino's going to learn some tips from Otaku Day. This is 16 years old. This person is now at least 40. Oh my god. Imagine being a woman. She's reading manga. Is she still alive? We can only hope not. Actually, that's a good question. I would love to do like a series where you go like checking all the old memes and seeing where they are now.
Get super kawaii.
She's about to get super kawaii, guys. Don't worry. It's about to turn around.
Don't I look kawaii?
What changed? All right, this is the best part of the entire thing.
What a kawaii day.
Oh my goodness. Who's filming this? That's a real question.
Look, Sakura's.
That's the clip I was looking for. So if we go back and then we look at Kayla's thing, it's like that.
Look, Sakura's.
See, it's Sakura's. That's what it is, guys. It's Sakura's. Oh my goodness.
Sakura's.
Meme's girlfriend, guy in real life. You jest. But I did once have a very otaku girlfriend. It's bad days back then. I don't even know how to use chopsticks. Oh my gosh. What is that meme? What, Sakura? Like cherry blossoms. What the fuck is she eating? Potatoes? Wait, no, it's sausages. It's sausages. Wait, what the fuck is this? That's not a... That's frozen. Did you hear the sound it makes? That's the sound of frozen food. That's frozen sausages. Look, you can see the ice. You can see the ice on it. It's frozen. Frozen sausages on... Or are they carrots? I don't know. Frozen carrots or sausages on rice. What the fuck is this meal? There's rice all over the table. Holy shit. It's a carrot. It's a frozen something. Oh no, I forgot about the reading the book.
Some Nihongo for you.
Yeah, here's your J-wo, the Japanese word of the day. Wait, no. Japanese word of the week. That's what is that chick? You guys remember that chick, right? Hannah Minx or something? She was like she had huge tracts of land. She died or some shit. I don't know. Let me see. Oh fuck. We're going into the depths of the internet. J-wo. Let me see. Her head is frozen. Wait, who's this chick? Hannah? I'm sure it was Hannah Mix, right? Hannah? Miss Hannah Minx. This chick. Yeah, I found her. And she was just like big titty goth girlfriend before it was a popular meme. And then she would do her J-woes. And she would do like push-ups and shit. You guys remember this chick? This is like internet fossils. This is like internet archaeology. This chick.
So verbs end in iku.
Like I think the actual like deepest lore on this chick is that she went to Japan to be like do like the semi-nudie photos. I can't remember what they're called, like guava photos, something like that. Gavra, I don't know. But then like I think some dude, just like a millionaire or something, saw her and just claimed her, and she became like a trad wife. And then she just disappeared. But she would do these things where she'd have like her J-woes, the Japanese word of the week. And which way Western man? Which way Western man? The kawaii girlfriend or the big titty goth girlfriend? Which way? Both of them are weebs. That's the slightly cursed part of the question. Both of them are weebs, but you have to go with one of them. But let's see what Japanese word of the week we're getting from Kawaii Morning over here.
Kisushite. Kiss me.
Oh my goodness.
Kore wa suki. Do you like this? Hajima deshite. It's my first time. Taco mate. Easy, tiger. Vari wo do shite. Wild.
Oh my goodness. All right, I can't leave this stream without finding a proper J-wo. Hannah, Japanese word. Like these are actually like unironically, like the mysterious. There's actually a documentary about her, Unexplained Mysteries, the mysterious disappearance of Hannah Minx. Interesting. All right, pillow is the J-wo. Let's check out this one. Beautiful eyes, smiley face. Wait, is it? What the fuck is this? Re? Oh, it's a re. Okay. So this is like when it was like Reply Girls or some shit. J-wo. That's not the big titty girlfriend I was looking for. Where is this stuff? Did she just scrub all their content off the internet? This is ridiculous. She can't keep getting away with it. She can't be depriving me of these huge tracts of land. See, there's got to be a clip of her somewhere. I can't find a clip of her. This woman just disappeared. How did she successfully get away? That one of them got away, chat. We can't let a single woman escape. Where is her channel? This is driving me fucking nuts. Anime. That's the Japanese word of the week. Milku. Yeah. Milk truck definitely arrived. Turn to sashimi. I can't fucking find it. Can somebody find me a clip? Oh my goodness. There's like nothing. It's just like, wait, if I search for age, maybe. Upload date, right? Like the oldest video. No? Can you do Japanese word of the week segment? No. No, I can't. Only big titty girlfriends can do that. Apparently she returned to YouTube like a... Oh no, bros. I don't know if I should show you this. Apparently she's back. But she's hit the wall. It's not good. She's unquitting YouTube. She's back. This I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe this. This is fake. This is fake fucking news. This is not Hannah Minx. I don't believe that this turned into this. You can't convince me this is true. Holy shit. Did she just have her 29th birthday? What's going on? This is not true. This is some fake BS. I don't believe this. This is propaganda. This is by... No, there's no way.
Minx. I know it looks like I smoked crack while I was gone. That's because I did. Anyway,
Okay,
I want to...
it's a parody. Thank God. Phew. Whew. Okay, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's not her. That's not her. That's not her. This is her. She's still...
I liked all his previous work, especially Repo the Genetic Opera. So, It was a match made in hell!
What happened to YouTube? What happened to YouTube? It's all over, goes. It's done. It's done. This is what we used to have. We don't have the old Hannah Minx, and we don't have the old Nick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's Jova. It's Tova, in fact. It's almost October. But that'll be it, I think, for tonight. I think that'll be it. As we watch the 4 faces of the filtered people on the internet, one man stands alone, smiling. And I think we can say this is a win for the toe, at least in the mugshot game. Oh, wait, let's see. Goblin Cheek says, I dated a goth girl with a bunch of piercing once. How did that turn out for you? Out of curiosity. I could take a guess, but how did it turn out for you? Meme Kokium arc when? Good question. Would you guys watch that content? Who can say? Who can say? Oh, look at that. Future Conflict streaming. Haven't seen Future Conflict in a while. Go check over Future Conflict. Why not? They're talking about Brazil's $9,000 fine for Twitter. Go see that. No, I'm not. You'll never see a coke arc from me. That's not going to happen. In fact, I guarantee it. Because I don't really do any drugs. I just drink. You might see old Zadok on the shores of Innsmouth. Hey, mister, I'll tell you a tale for a bottle of whiskey. Maybe that arc, but not none of the other arcs. Go say hi to what are they called? Shit. Future Conflict. Go say hi to Future Conflict. And I'll go back to editing my Lord of the Rings videos. Should be a new video out tomorrow. So please subscribe to check that out. They're fun. They're fun. And they're getting better. Episode 3 is going to be really good. We have to get past episode 2, though, and some really stupid dwarf shit. But until then, peace. Stay safe out there. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. Cheers, chat. Have a good one. And remember,